Hello, everyone. I have another Road to Improvement episode for you here, and this wonderful opening that you're watching is me getting teabagged, basically teabagged, by the whole enemy team. Regardless, I kept my cool and I ended up winning the match, which is great, and I thought that this would make a good topic for discussion for improving your gameplay at Gears of War. Gears of War has always been a game that can get really heated really fast. It's very personal and intimate to say the least, and teabagging can be rampant at points, and people trash talk like no other. And depending on your personality, it can really affect your gameplay negatively for many people. I have heard some people say that when people really get them angry and amp them up, it makes them play better. But I'm in the camp that when I get frustrated, I tend to play a lot more impulsively, and I think that can really hurt your gameplay. Now, the gameplay that you're about to see right now is a match where I actually end up losing, and I did get a little bit of frustrated during the match because it was a dodgeball game where I had bots for teammates. And just as a little side note, playing dodgeball with bots is really hard. It's like having anchors on your back because they often don't get you back in the fight, and they die so fast that the other team is getting their teammates in much easier. So that's where the frustration came from. But at the same time, I tried my best to keep my cool, and I end up performing pretty well, which is more or less the point of what this commentary is going to get at. Because the reality is you're not going to win every single game that you play, but you can perform at your best, in my opinion, if you keep a cool, calm head and play purposefully instead of just playing towards how you emotionally feel, really. And just to give a personal anecdote that might kind of illustrate this, I was playing a match one time where I had two guys at the beginning of the match shit talking me from the other team, telling me that I was garbage, I wasn't gonna win, gamer tag is stupid. Everybody makes fun of me for those damn X's that I put in front of the name. Anyway, so we start up the match, and I get a couple kills on these guys. They get a couple kills on me, and after a while, they're pretty frustrated because my team pulls ahead, and they really just want to come after me because they specifically were trash talking me before we played. So the map is Fuel Depot, and what ends up happening is I pick up the sniper, I go and I check, and these guys, being frustrated, and I did anticipate this, ran towards the sniper, which is usually a very high risk move because it's so far and it doesn't really give you too many advantages unless you're actually able to kill out the sniper, which is hard to do. Anyway, so I see these players, and all I do is I run way back to the hammer burst in anticipation of this, which gives me so much space between me and these guys, and I just line up two easy headshots where they're just running towards me, and I kill them both, and they end up quitting out. And I'm ashamed to say it was satisfying, but the point of that anecdote is that these players just played completely impulsively because they were so caught up in trying to piss me off by winning, downing, teabag me any way that they could, that they made stupid decisions and came at me in a very unfavorable circumstance for themselves, and that ended up with them losing. So the learning point from this is obviously how you deal with frustration in this game, because people are going to teabag you. You're going to get in frustrating scenarios where, you know, you're not sure how to react. And I always tell people, if you're getting so angry that you're like screaming at the game, clutching your controller, first off, just imagine what it would look like to stare at yourself while you're playing video games, just kind of get angry staring at a screen. But second of all, just stop playing the game if it gets to the point where you're getting so unbearably angry that all you can do is look for an excuse to complain about things. That is no way to be playing a game that you're supposed to be playing for enjoyment, and that is the ultimate solution. But for the people who are not that angry and are just a little bit frustrated with how things are going, I really do urge you to keep calm and keep a cool head, and don't play impulsively. Just kind of take things with a grain of salt. And for me, one of the best ways to do this is just really don't take anything personally. These are just isolated matches with people that you're likely not gonna see or really connect with again. And I think that's a good way to just keep focused, play objectively, play with purpose, and play smart. Now, I do think there's a flip side to this, and this is a tactic that I'm not sure, I don't often use myself, and I'm not sure if I'd advocate for it or not. But when you know that somebody gets easily frustrated, it could be advantageous to teabag, and I think that's what some people do. The term is called tilted, I believe, from my friend from university who told me. And basically, it's when you just offset somebody's mind completely by doing something that aggravates them. So in this case, if you were to teabag someone and it just pisses them off, and then they stop playing properly, I'm not. I'm not sharing this tactic with you, advocating for you to do it. I don't like to do it. I'd prefer to just play the game when, but I think that's something that people try to do. So that's something you need to be mindful of when it's happening to you, because if people are teabagging you and trash talking, it's probably because they want you to get pissed off. And if you can recognize that right away, you're already giving yourself an advantage by saying, hey, you know what, that's what they want. I really don't have to give them what they want. I can just keep playing the game and trying my best. And honestly, it's usually very satisfying when you end up pulling out the win without having to use dirty tactics or piss anybody off intentionally. But you know, Gears has always been a game where people get very inventive and innovative with the way they like to antagonize players. But regardless of how they do that, the bottom line here that I'm trying to say is keep calm, carry on, and if you need to, just turn off that console for a bit and come back later when you have a cool, calm, collected head. Anyway, that's going to do it for this commentary. I am going to release a Gears of War 4 video every 2 weeks so I don't burn out, and I hope you're still enjoying them. Looking forward to October, and feel free to say hi in the comments as always. Thanks for watching.